when we build the museum, it will be actually right over here in this open space.
Where those trees are?
Yes, going all the way down. So over there, from the bridge, coming up.
Okay. And this little store is until that's built,
Yes.
and it's called Revolution of Hip Hop.
Yes.
Okay. And this is the front entrance.
Yes.
Can you show us inside, please?
Okay.
Oh, what's your name, by the way?
My name is Reggie Peters. I am the production manager for the Revolution of Hip Hop. Welcome to the exhibition.
Thank you very much.
All right. Come on in.
So where's the best place to start?
Okay, we're going to start with this mural on the floor because I want to give you a definitive explanation of what you're seeing on the floor in terms of this artwork. This is very important to the exhibition because it gives you a feel of what the entire exhibition is all about. Okay, so to run from the top, this mural was created by an Asian couple, and their role was to create a history tree of hip hop, including all 5 of the elements. So we're gonna start with element number 1, which is the DJ. So we have the turntables here on the floor, and we pay homage to Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, because that represents the DJ in the first element. And then if you move a little bit north, we have a microphone, and the microphone symbolizes the second element of hip hop, which is the MC. And we give a shout out to MC Shaw Rock from the Funky 4+1 More, one of the earliest MCs to be a female, one of the first female MCs coming out of the Bronx in the 1970s. And underneath that, if you look, you can see it says Mr. Magic Rap Attack. We wanted to pay homage to the first rap radio show based out of New York City with Mr. Magic and the Rap Attack. Okay, so if you come a little bit over to this side, which is here, is the third element. So first we had the DJ, the MC. Now we have element number 3 right here on the floor, which is the aerosol can, the graffiti art for the aerosol art. That's Tacky 183 from Washington Heights, one of the early rap writers in hip hop. Starting in the mid-1970s, he was one of the first people to get critical acclaim and national media exposure. And then we have the 4th element, which is the B-boys and the B-girls, the break dancers as we call it, the breakers. So we have the Adidas shoe right here to symbolize the breakers and the B-girls, sponsored by the Rocksteady crew. And if you come a little bit south of that, you can see we have the movie Wild Style, right? We have a shout out to the Sugar Hill Gang, the Universal Zulu Nation, and Yo MTV Raps. So that's the 4 elements of hip hop. We have the DJ, the MC, the aerosol art, and the B-boys and B-girls. And then there's that 5th element, which is represented by this eye, which we call the 3rd eye in the center of the tree. And the 3rd eye represents the knowledge to create art, the knowledge to create music, the knowledge of the lifestyle and the culture. And when you put all 5 of these elements together, you have what we call hip hop. So if you look at the very bottom of the tree, at the roots of the tree, you can see the address 1520 Cedric Avenue, Bronx, New York, which is the location where Godfather DJ Kool Herc had his first after-school party, which was considered to be the first hip-hop jam in the history of hip-hop. So we have that at the root of the tree, at the bare minimum, at the bottom of the tree. And the tree grows out into the other elements, as you can see. Now, we wanted to give a shout out to New York City, so we have the New York City Yankee fitted cap. We wanted a West Coast representation, so we have the West Coast LA Raiders cap, as you can see, right? We wanted to represent the bling era, so we have the gold chains for the bling era, right? Okay. So now, as you move a little bit to the right, you can see we have the dollar sign for the get money era in hip hop. We have the Black Power movement for all of the political activism that was taking place in the 70s. And we have the Barack Obama logo because Barack Obama is hip hop's first president. So now if you look at the center of the tree, right in the center of the floor, what you will find is a globe that represents how the tree of hip hop started in the Bronx at the roots and it grew out into a global phenomenon. And that is why we call ourselves the Universal Hip Hop Museum, because we're taking information from all over the planet and we're curating stories about hip hop from all over the world. So it starts in the 70s in the Bronx, but it evolves until it reaches the entire planet on the level that you see it today. So that's basically what's going on with this floor. Now, at the bottom base of the floor, what you'll see is some names. You'll see the name Dennis Coffey, or you'll see the Last Poets. And over here we have James Brown, Gil Scott-Heron, and Jimmy Castor, a guitar player. Now, what they represent is all of the music and political and social influences that was taking place during the 1970s prior to the formation of hip-hop culture. So the music that we were listening to in the 70s was James Brown, Tito Puente, The Last Poets, Gil Scott-Heron, funk music, soul music, as indicated by the photos on the wall right over here. Okay, so take a step with me this way. And as you can see, it's a real comprehensive look at what was happening in the 70s. As you can see from the photos, you can see imagery of what the Bronx was looking like in the 1970s. There's some information about the blackout. There's some information about the abandoned buildings and the poverty that was taking place in the 1970s, which was the cultural and social climate for which this art was created. Here we have a quote from the great Grandmaster Flash. Pretty cool stuff, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Right, okay, so if we proceed this way, right? Here, this exhibition talks about the Disco Fever, one of the early nightclubs in the early days of hip hop, when rap was just beginning, and you can see some of the stars of that generation. You have Sugar Hill Gang, Grandmaster Flash, Curtis Blow, Sequence, June and Bug, Starsky, Star Child, Ronnie DJ, Disco Beat, Champagne. These were the artists that were at the top of their game in the early 70s in the Disco Fever when rap was first started. This was the place to be. If you weren't at a Disco Fever party, you weren't really hip hop. This is a tradition in hip hop to represent the Disco Fever, and it's like a staple in the community of the Bronx.